I'm stumbling because it was a long time ago, longer for me probably than most of your guests in my early 50s. But I think my story is in some ways not all that unusual. It goes back to sitting around the dinner table and the kind of conversations you were able to hear and soak up and the stuff that was interesting to you. And for me, I was the youngest of four boys growing up in Maine. And I actually had a fair amount more one-on-one time with my parents because I was quite a bit younger than my next brother, 7 years older. So they were all off to college and I was sort of alone at the dinner table. My father at that time was CEO of a regional Maine bank. He was in the process of taking it public and lots of interesting anecdotes, but it was a really interesting process. And he would sometimes talk about it. His father, so my grandfather, who ran the family business, which was a woolen mill on the coast of Maine. So literally starting with wool on one side of the production process and ending up with green pool table felt and army blankets coming up the other end of the factory. That was a business my father decided not to go into for a range of reasons, and he went off and did something else. It was cool for me to watch my father sort of become CEO and take a company public. He took it public and he wrote it up. Back then, you didn't have structured selling programs as CEO. What I do know is my father never sold any, and he wrote it up. And then through the banking crisis, he wrote it down to zero. And so he built this enormous value, and then it all went away. It was paper money. It's a stock certificate from that IPO. And I've kept it in my office as a CEO to remind me that it was paper money we were making, and it's really not real until you find a way to convert it to liquidity.